Hello everyone, this is my introductory speech for COM 104 TAC 43. There was a lot to put in here, so bear with me because even with all the wave tops that I tried to hit, there was still a lot to cover, so I'm just going to jump right into it. So there I was in the back of my dad's 1979 Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. He was doing about 120 miles an hour down I-35 with my mom in the back seat, screaming of labor during the Great Flood of '93. Hello everyone, my name is Bo, and today I would like to tell you guys a little bit about myself and how I got here, mainly where I'm from, where I've been, and what it is that I do. So I grew up in the tiny town of Gallatin. I grew up on Lake Viking. My dad's family is mostly from North Dakota and Minnesota, and some family down in Florida. So he's the traveler, and my mom's family, they're mostly around the immediate Missouri area. So she is more of a homesteader. So my only brother, he took after the homesteader role, and I'm more of the traveler. So currently he is the director of bands at Gallatin, Missouri, and I live in Brooklyn, New York right now. Growing up, I played saxophone in band, I was in football, I wrestled, I was in FBLA, and I also ran track. So all the normal high school things. By the time that I was done with high school, I had to make the decision of what I was going to do as a follow-on. And my dad being in the Marine Corps, I decided that I would follow in his footsteps and try that out. So 2 weeks after my 18th birthday, I joined the Marine Corps and was on a plane to Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego. I'm used to saying acronyms, so I'm trying to spell everything out so nothing gets lost in the sauce. So at Marine Corps Recruit Depot, San Diego, I went through the training pipeline. That school was 3 months. The boot camp was 3 months. After that, you earn the title Marine, and then I went to the School of Infantry, which was another month, and then I went to my military occupational specialty school, and from there I learned how to be an effective communicator. All of that was in California, mostly Southern California, and then after I was done with that, what we call the training pipeline, I went to my first duty station, which was North Carolina. So in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, that was a very easy transition because everything over there was mainly just the same as you would picture Missouri. So as long as you get off the east coast of North Carolina, then it's pretty much just good old country boys doing country boy stuff. So that was a really easy transition. From North Carolina, I deployed to the Republic of Georgia, which is a tiny little footnote country on the bottom of Russia. All kinds of history there. It was a cool little country. Got to train with some of the Georgian defense guys, and got to hop around Europe a little bit while I was over there. And then I went back to North Carolina and did a follow-on school to become a even more effective communicator. So after I was done in North Carolina, I got orders to Okinawa, Japan. In Okinawa, I started learning how to dive. I got to dive the USS Emmons, which is a Navy battleship from World War II that got sunk by kamikaze pilots. I got to dive all the prefecture that is up and down Okinawa. I went to mainland a couple times, Tokyo, Osaka, Nozawa Osen. I got to see Universal Studios. I went skiing in Nozawa Osen and had an absolute blast in Osaka. So that was just some of the fun things that I did in Okinawa. While I was in Okinawa, I got deployed to Darwin, Australia, and got to work with their Australian Defence Force. So they have a naval base, an Air Force base, and an Army base all in the Darwin area that has all sorts of military history because that is the northernmost point of that country. So strategically, it's best to have a base at the northernmost point. So really cool working with those blokes and all those Sheilas. Just really great friends that I made in Darwin. I also took some vacation time to dive the Great Barrier Reef in Cairns, Australia. So while I was in Cairns, I went diving, I did some bungee jumping and whitewater rafting. So my vacation was definitely hectic, but it was a fun one there in Australia. By the time I got back to Okinawa, Japan, I was up for orders again and got Brooklyn, New York, which is where I live currently. This duty station is different than any other place that I've been to, mainly because the job that we have here, which kind of brings me to my third point, what it is that I do. So I mentioned a couple times that I'm a communicator, and what that means to me is cyber systems. So my official title is a cyber systems administrator. So I'm formally trained in Windows and all the Microsoft programs. Officially trained or formally trained in Cisco networking and security, and also FortiGate security. So what that mainly means is emails, telephone calls, internet, all of that stuff, making sure that it works together properly and making sure that it's secure. I've also been trained in defensive cyber operations, so making sure that our adversary can't see what it is electronically that we're planning or what we have. And I was trained a little bit in offensive cyber operations, so trying to see what it is that our adversary has electronically. So all really cool stuff. I'm also trained in combat marksmanship. So first and foremost, every Marine a rifleman, but there are some Marines who go on to follow-on training and have to teach Marines how to be better marksmen. So that's one of the billets that I hold. All really cool, fun stuff, and I enjoy it every day. At this duty station, what makes it so different is I'm an active duty component, and this is a reserve station. So the Marines who go through the training pipeline and end up being reservists, who decide to be reservists at the beginning of their contract, they'll come home, and me being in the New York City area, all those reservists who are in New York City, they have to come in once a month, and I have to watch over them and make sure that they're still properly trained and up to snuff as far as what the Marine Corps considers the standard. So out of that month, I'm maintaining gear, making training plans, and ensuring that the reservist component has everything that they could ever want or need to train properly. So that's something that makes this station a little bit different than anything else that I've ever done, but it's still interesting working with them. So that's just briefly some of the events and experiences that I've had that got me to where I am today. I left my home at a very young age, and I traveled as much as I possibly could, and I've held many jobs while being in those various places. I'm always looking forward to the next thing. I'm always excited to see what it is that I'll be doing next. And even if I don't continue that adventure in the Marine Corps, I know that all those experiences that I have had are going to make me more prepared for the adventures in the future. So that's it. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I hope you learned something about me, and I hope that it was interesting. Real quick, I didn't deviate from my notes at all. I left them all on the worksheet. So the worksheet that we had, I pretty much followed these notes to the T. Again, it was a lot to cover, but I think I got most of it in there and in an efficient amount of time. So until the next video or next speech, I look forward to seeing you guys, and again, I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.